Why are parents so stressed? Oh man, I know right now I'm resonating with you because yes, why are we so stressed? Listen, I'm a single dad. I've got two children, teenage children, a daughter and a son. Woo, pray for me somebody, please. But listen, what I'm here to say is that why are parents so stressed? Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, we're juggling different things, right? We're juggling all these things. You know, we have work responsibilities, we got family responsibilities, we got children responsibilities. You know, we've got even, friends and social life. There's a lot, right? Community service. We're doing a lot. And so why are we so stressed? I believe a lot of times it comes down to just time. Time is just moving fast. It seems like time is even moving faster the older I get. I mean, I look up, a week has passed. I look up again, a month has passed. Next thing you know, a year has passed. Can you relate to me? Well, what I want you to understand is this. Here's what I really want you to really reflect on. Why are parents so stressed? I believe one is we're doing too much, if I can be honest. Now, I know some of you saying, well, Marlon, I have to do all these things. I understand. But the real question is there a way to be more effective with your time? Because realize this, disease is really dis-ease. It's not always what you're eating that's causing pain. It's also what's eating you. Woo! Let that sink in. Disease is dis-ease, right? Dis-ease, stress. It's not always what you're eating. It's also what's eating you. What's eating you? Does your mind ever stop? Does your mind ever turn off? Do you ever relax? Do you ever meditate? Or is it just always just all this stress? I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. What I want to say to you is this. For your children, for your family, and for yourself, you got to take care of you. Let me ask you the question. What is this right here? Can you see this? It's a tomato. And my question to you is, if I was to squeeze this tomato over a glass, what type of juice would I get? Now, it's not a trick question. I know some of you are like, I don't know. What type of juice? No, it's not a trick question. What type of juice? Just shout it out. That's right. Tomato juice. Okay, very good. Now, what is this right here? See it? Right. It's a banana. If I peel this banana, I squeeze it over another glass, what type of juice will I get? Now, some of you look at me like, I don't know. It's not a trick question. You would get banana juice, okay? So the real question is this. From this banana, can I get tomato juice? No. From this tomato, can I get banana juice? No. So what I want you to understand, it doesn't matter if you're a tomato or a banana. You as an individual cannot give what you do not have. The first step to leadership is self-leadership. The first step for you being your best is taking care of you. That's why when we fly on a plane and the flight attendant comes over and says, hey, we have some turbulence up in the air and the air mask come down, put your mask on first before you help someone else. Because you can't give what you don't have. And so I want to encourage you to be good to you. You know, for me, and we all remember COVID-19. I know it feels like it's like distant, but it wasn't that long ago when really there was so much uncertainty, there was so much anxiety in our world. And for me, I was like, oh my goodness, businesses are shutting down and I can't fly, I can't do this, I can't do that. And to help me with, all those negative thoughts running my mind, sometimes it's like, and just flowing. I said to myself, okay, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm a man of faith, and so I read the Bible. And there have been times when I would read one proverb corresponding to the day of the month. There's 31 proverbs, so I would read one proverb corresponding to that day of the month. And I said to myself, man, I'm here. My office is shut down. I can't go there. I said, you know what? I want to go for a walk. And I had this download one day, and I said, before I go to let me write out some scriptures on index cards. And so I'll never forget, I wrote out some scriptures, some of my favorite scriptures, be still and know that I am God. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Greater is he that's within me than the evil that's in the world. And I wrote out maybe, 60, 70, scriptures, right? Because I was just like, wow, this is powerful. And I went for a walk. And on my walk, I would just, look at my scriptures on the index cards. And something magical happens when you see your own handwriting. And as I'm walking, I'm just like, wow, this is great. This is cool. And as I'm walking, all of a sudden, the insecurities, the anxiety, the stress, it kind of just floated away. I don't know if you ever had that experience where, man, as you're just in, you're in the moment and all of a sudden you just are like, wow, I'm feeling better. It was amazing. And what I realized is that what I focus on becomes my reality, right? C plus B equals A. What you conceive in your mind, you believe in your heart, you will achieve. And so I started, really getting into it, and I was like, wow, this is great. And then all of a sudden, every day, morning, sometimes afternoon and evening, before it got real dark, I would go for a walk with my scriptures and just kind of just enjoy nature. And I realized right then that, life is going to happen. Life is going to happen. There's always going to be a lot of stuff going on. But what really matters is what's happening on the inside. Remember I said, disease is not always, what is a result of what you're eating, right? Dis-ease is also what's eating you. And so one of the scriptures I love, take captive your thoughts, right? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so I realized, I got to do things for me to build me up so that I can be a blessing to my children. And most importantly, so I can be a blessing to myself, because I can't give what I don't have. And I know we as parents, we give so much to our children. I know. I have so many friends that, man, they have sacrificed so much, and myself too. But I also understand you don't want to burn out. And so I want to encourage you to give yourself a daily treat every single day. No, that's not being selfish. I know some of you are like, oh, that's selfish. No, I want you to give yourself a daily treat every single day. And what am I talking about? For me, yes, you heard me say, I go for walks. I love walking outside in nature. Something just helps me just when I see trees and I'm just walking, I just, I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to God, right? Now I know some of you are like, oh, you talk to yourself? Hey, look, as long as I don't answer, I'm okay, all right? You know what I'm saying? But in all serious, it's amazing when I'm outside, I'm just like in nature. I love it. I love the waters. I love walking along lakes and just really enjoying nature. How many times are we just so busy we don't slow down and see what's around us? So that's one thing. I go for walks. Number two, one of the things I really have enjoyed doing is journaling. Journaling has been a game changer for me. It really has. And I want to encourage you, towards the end of this particular video, I'm going to share 3 questions that I've asked myself on a daily basis that's made a difference. I want to share that with you because I believe, again, success leaves footprints. We can learn from each other. And please, you share with me in the comments section if there's some things that you're doing to, accelerate and to accentuate, your well-being. Please let me know so that we can all learn from one another. But I love journaling because what journaling does for me is it allows me just to get a moment where I quiet everything down. I gotta be honest with you, as an entrepreneur, life is busy. Raising 2 teenage children as a single dad, it's not easy. But I have to tell you this, when I journal, it's like I'm communing with myself, because things up here in my mind can be confusing. It can be, oh my God, it's like a battle in my mind. I don't know about for you, but it's like all these thoughts racing. But when I journal, it's almost like, boom, I get more still. I see with more clarity. It's like I'm communing with myself, but I'm also communing with God. And it really something transforms. And so journaling for me is an amazing gift, something I do every day. And again, I'll share with you before we close out this video, 3 empowering questions that I believe will transform your life. Number 3, I exercise. Woo, I love exercising. Yes, I love, lifting weights. I used to play sports when I was in high school and intramural sports in college. And so, yeah, I like to, lift the weights, but also I do core power yoga. Oh, yeah. Now, fellas, I know some of you are like, Marlon, core power yoga? Oh, let me tell you, it is no joke. It is no joke. I mean, I'm telling you, they got this one class called Sculpt, and you use like dumbbells while you're in yoga. I know. I didn't know about it either. I know some of you are like, what? Yoga and weights? Yes, it is a workout. I prefer hot power fusion, a little bit slower. You hold the stretches longer. But but again, my daughter loves Sculpt, okay? And I took her to a hot power fusion class, and next thing you know, she's doing a, what do you call it? A handstand or headstand? Like she's upside down. I was like, show off. But the thing is that it's wonderful because there's a mind-body connection. And when you are feeling good about you, when you're like in it and you are like enjoying, exercising and breathing, whew, it feels so good. It really does. And then the other thing that I love doing is connecting with my family, my friends. As you can tell, I like to have a good time. And so I laugh and I joke. And so these are things that I do on a regular basis. I'm intentional because let's be honest, time moves fast. But the question is, are you intentional about your time? Because, once that minute's gone, it's gone. And so I'm very intentional about, calling up a friend, just saying, hey, how you doing? I don't want, I'm not calling for anything. Just wanted to check in on you. Isn't that real special? Have you ever gotten a call from a friend or a family member and they just say, hey, I'm just calling to check in on you? Man, that touches me. Because let's be honest, with caller ID, there are certain people in our lives where when we see their name, we know they're calling for something. Amen? Amen. But the question is like, wow, are you intentional? So I've arranged where I actually go out to dinner with some friends. We've gone to some comedy shows, right? We've gone to some concerts, right? We've gone hiking, right? I mean, these are the type of things where, again, being good to you, right? Because yes, why are parents so stressed? I believe, again, it's because we're not being good to ourselves first and foremost. So that's so important. And then another thing I do is I'm intentional about my children. I like to at least connect with them in one way every day. Every day. And, some things that we do together, some things I do individually with each child. But I love when I'm able just to connect with them. Because when it's all said and done, it's the treasured memories and the loving relationships. That's my belief. When I'm 97 years young, look back on my life, it's going to be the treasured memories and the loving relationships. And so I'm encouraging you to write down what is your daily treat. Maybe it's just one that you're going to give yourself, or maybe it's a combination of things. Like even for my kids, we love watching movies together, right? And sometimes we'll go out to the movie theater and see it on the big screen. I prefer when we watch a movie at home. We go get our popcorn, have some ice cream, and we just enjoy it together, right? In the living room, right? And so to me, again, it's about being intentional with your time. And that's what I really wanted to share with you today. Now, going back to the journaling, again, why are parents so stressed? I hope that you feel my heart because, again, it doesn't matter if you're a tomato or a banana, right? You can't give what you don't have. So I hope you're inspired to be good to you. Be good to you. And so with that, I want to say this. I want to encourage you to write in a journal. I know you're going to write down what treats you're going to give yourself, but also I call this a daily empowerment journal. Whenever I talk, audience, I've spoken in 45 states, 19 countries, and I'll say, how many people keep a diary? No hand, some guys in the back be like, oh, no diary, no diary. I'll say, okay, how many people keep a journal? Then hands go up. Okay? All I'm saying is that, be true to you. If you want to call it a journal, a diary, in the note section of your cell phone, if it's a notepad, right? Whatever. But I think there's something special that happens when you take a moment and you just are reflecting on your life. And so let me ask you this. How do you have a successful life? How do you have a successful life? When you're 97 years young and you look back on your life, how will you say this has been success? I believe to have a successful life comes down to many successful years. Yeah. How do you have a successful year? Many successful months. Okay, you know this. How do you have a successful month? Many successful, no, not days, weeks, right? Weeks, right? And then how do you have a successful week? You know the answer. You know the answer. How do you have a successful week? Many successful days. So if we start focusing on our daily successes, we'll have a successful life, straight up. That's real talk, if you really think about it. But the question is, are we really focusing on our daily successes? I say no. I think most people are just moving so fast and they look up, another week's gone, another month's gone, another year's gone. So I want to encourage you, starting tonight. Starting when? Tonight. I'm encouraging you to get your journal, get your diary, get your notepad, get the note section in your cell phone, and answer these 3 questions. Question number 1, what was great about today? Not what was good, what was great about today? Question number 1. Question number 2. Oh, and let me tell you why I asked question number 1. What was great about today? I didn't say what was good. Why? Because your mind's a computer. I studied electrical engineering in school. When I was in college, I could break a computer down, I could put it back together. I knew 7 different programming languages back in the day. I worked at IBM, Hewlett Packard as a systems engineer. But do you understand the greatest computer on the face of this earth, the greatest computer on the face of this earth is right here. It's not Sun, it's not DEC, it's not Apple, it's not HP, it's not IBM. The greatest computer on the face of this earth is where? Your brain, your mind. But it's all in what you program the computer to do. If only garbage comes into your computer as the input, only garbage can come out. So that's why I ask you, what was great about today? Not what was good, what was great. Why? Because whatever question you ask yourself, you will get an answer. If I ask myself, why am I so fat, overweight? I'll get an answer. But if I ask myself a more empowering question, such as, how can I live a healthier lifestyle? I'll get a totally different answer. So question number 1, what was great about today? There was something that was great about today. You just got to focus on it. Question number 2, what did I learn today? See, either you're learning or you're dying. And I'm here to say you can learn about yourself, you can learn about others, you can learn about life. What did you learn today? It makes a difference. And question number 3, what did you do today to move closer to fulfilling your dreams and your goals? Question number 3, what did you do today to move closer to fulfilling or achieving your dreams and your goals? Remember, inch by inch, anything's a cinch. I love that. So those 3 questions. Number 1, what's number 1? What was great about today? Number 2, what did I learn today? And number 3, what did I do today to move closer to fulfilling my dreams and my goals? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you those 3 questions. I challenge you, I invite you, do this for the next 40 days, answering these 3 empowerment questions every night before you go to bed. And I promise you, on day 41, you will not be the same person. You will not be the same person. And so if you're up for that challenge, just say yes or type it in the comment section. Are you up for the challenge? Because again, what I'm here to share is that each one teach one, each one reach one. What I'm sharing with you, this is not theory. These are things that I do. And I'm an engineer by training. That's why, yes, I can be a motivational leadership speaker. And so, yeah, I can tell the stories, rah, but I also want to give you insights, strategies, action items that you can apply to your life. So remember this, there's greatness within you. I'm excited to hear from you. Go ahead and type in the comment section your feedback. Has this been helpful? And yes, please join our channel. We'd love to have you. And share with your family, your friends. Because again, each one teach one, each one reach one. One thing about OverFlow Parenting is that we're going to come with real insights. Real insights. And so I am Marlon Smith reminding you there's greatness within you. Live with purpose because your success is your choice. Stay blessed.